Hey, good day, everyone. Looks like we had a little bit of a problem with our intro there. Anyway, hey, I'm Dan Barefoot, tuning in today from Los Angeles, California.
And I'm MJ connecting from the beautiful and cold Bogota, Colombia. Great to have you with us on Windstream It today.
Hey, MJ, it's been really a busy stretch for both
Yes,
of us. You just wrapped up FESPA Mexico and Mexico City last week on Sunday, of course.
yes.
And I'm gearing up for Printing United. Sounds like a perfect time to compare notes. Hey, how was your trip?
Honestly, Dan, it was amazing. This was my first trade show outside Colombia. So I went in with a ton of excitement. The show itself was incredible, and I managed to capture loads and loads of content for a Win Latin America audience.
Yeah, I heard you came back with really loads of content. What was it like 235 video takes? Come on, MJ.
Yeah, that's right, Dan. And I'm gonna edit all of those, so that's gonna be hard.
Oh my God.
Yeah. There was just so much happening at the show. And on
Mhm.
top of that, we even had some time to explore Mexico City. It was such a fantastic experience.
That really sounds great. There's nothing like seeing the city alongside the trade show action. In fact, over the years, I've spent many years traveling internationally, and I really wish I'd taken more time to explore. It really adds another layer to the coverage.
And then don't forget, Printing United is in Las
Ah,
Vegas in 2026. And I'm already planning my trip right then.
okay, MJ. I get the message. I think we talked about that enough, but I have to say it's definitely in the cards.
We have talked about it quite a bit. Okay, now let's dive into the heart of today's show. Last session, we welcomed Chris Curran, Group President of Printing United Alliance, Media and Events, and Mark Suburbs, Chief Innovation Officer, for a fantastic conversation.
Absolutely. We had a great time with them. Hey, today we're excited to welcome Josh Carruth, Senior Vice President of Association at Printing United Alliance. He's the driving force behind membership, helping create connections and delivering value 365 days a year. Hey, but before we bring on Josh, let's see a short Printing United video.
Welcome, Josh. As you can see, we started off talking Expo, but as Dan said, your work really spans the whole year. So, before we get into all of that, how about you giving us your background, all about Josh 101?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Dan and MJ, for having me here. Excited to talk to you. Yeah, so a little bit about my background. I guess you would say I came up in the trade show side of the business. Worked for a what became a very large, the largest in North America producer of trade events. So kind of cut my teeth there, learning different industries. And then prior to joining the alliance, I was actually in one of the separate market verticals,
Mhm.
that specifically with apparel embellishment and decoration. Ultimately, ended up seeing that portfolio of events. It was 5 events across the domestic U.S. So got to know quite a few exhibitors that I still get to see and interact with, which is wonderful when you make friends like that. But it really actually was what led me to understand what the alliance was doing. Because even from the perspective I sat in, it was solely dedicated to this one vertical, and you knew there are these connected pieces. And then here comes along this group of people saying, "Hey, we have this idea," and it's based on this idea that was coined convergence, right? Which I studied in school. I understand. You take similar technologies, put them in close proximity, ideation times fall across the board, and I firmly believed in that, and had an opportunity to come be part of that, and I guess try to leave a mark and try to help, and saw where this was going, and one thing led to another, and 4 years later, here I am.
Hey, that's a great background, Josh. Hey, thanks for that. Hey, during Media Day, you gave us a great overview. I really enjoyed it, by the way. And it was not just of what members can expect at the upcoming expo, but also the initiatives happening year round.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah. We like to say there's another 362 days.
Of course, of course.
So yeah, absolutely.
Can,
Um, so what do you want to know?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you something, Josh. I saw a long list of member benefits for those attending Printing United Expo. How can you give us a rundown?
Yeah, I'd say the best way, because I mean, how long is this session? If we have like 2 hours, we can go through everything because we do that
yes.
much, right? We try to put it into buckets or loosely called pillars to help any business that would find themselves in this great big industry of print. Basically, if you're involved in the putting of ink on it in any way, shape, or form, we build communities. So whether it's in person or peer-to-peer only, or online or virtual networking. We have business strategy supports, whether that's SMEs, templates, and toolkits that we can provide to our members. We focused a lot on professional development and workforce development with education and training. And then, of course, at the core of our mission is our advocacy efforts, which is, I would say probably the near and dear and the principle, the keystone on which we were founded.
Hey,
Great.
that's a great quick rundown. But building on that, can you talk about some of the programs or events that members really value outside of the expo itself? I think you started to hit on them, but go into a bit more depth of those programs.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Let's pick the
Okay,
community one, for instance. So we have two specific examples there that I think are great. One would be our directory, making you searchable. We're using our universal print taxonomy that's fueling that, so you can really drill down into your equipment and capabilities, and whether it's SEO, keyword search, geographic search, or those UPT terms really stand out when folks are looking for particular suppliers or printers or distributors, whatever
hey,
it might
could I
be.
just ask you, interrupt
And
you?
then
Sorry,
our
and I did
Mhm.
interrupt you, but on
Sure.
that, because I'm very interested in the taxonomy, who develops all of that information? For especially for keywords and for the definitions of all of those capabilities.
That's a great question because actually you might think it would be a biased thing that we did internally, and it's actually not. We actually worked with a pretty large coalition of industry experts and even other associations globally, based on the idea that we all speak the same language, just a slightly different dialect, right? No matter what, you're going to have pre-flight,
Hmm.
pre-press, on-press, post-press, finishing, fulfillment. This is the
Mhm.
nature of the path. We just call it different things depending on what you're doing, and for good reason. So we had to find a way to map that out. So it was a multi-year process, actually led by previous guest Mark Subers, was kind of the spear point in our team and kind of driving that. But it involved suppliers, it involved other trade associations, it involved large printers to come to the table and have some beginning to an agreement of
Hmm.
yes, we can, excuse me, map all these terms to
Okay.
these
Okay.
buckets.
Anyway, let you get back to that because I'm always interested in how the definitions and how people can derive keywords from that as well for SEO and things like that. So, but
Well, there might be an event at the expo for you then, because there's going to be a meeting about it. So we'll definitely talk
really,
about that.
Oh, that's
um,
interesting.
Yeah.
very, very interesting. Okay. Um, and what are some of the other resources that members off that the membership offers?
Yeah. So kind of staying with the community aspect, we actually have an online series of online
Hmm.
networking forums that are strictly for our members. We
Mhm.
actually stay out of it. It's not a place we put our content. I mean, we
Sure.
moderate it, kind of have to, but it's not a thing that we get involved in, so that members know they can go and ask a question, seek out help. And we've based that across
Okay.
functional roles, right? We used to have it by market vertical. Didn't make sense, right? You had leadership and post
Hmm.
press folks. They're not solving each other's problems. But if you went functionally across the verticals,
Sure.
now you're back to that convergence idea of a different idea from a different segment that might lead to your solution with your
Okay.
problem.
Okay.
Um, Support functions or subject matter experts are always a great ear to lean on, whether it's environmental health and safety or occupational health and safety. If OSHA shows up, if it's
Sure.
human resources, if it's color management, we have experts on staff that our members get free consultations with. So before you run the till with an employment attorney or something like that, that's a pretty popular one. and then of course the content, the research, and the education.
Okay, very
That's
good.
great. That's great. For companies who might still be on the fence about joining, Josh, what's your advice for seeing the
Mhm.
real value of membership? As you were mentioning not just for the expo, but for the full year.
Absolutely. So I think this might be philosophical, but I feel like it's adding your voice to the
Mm,
cause and to the effort. We really, when we go out to our events and we explain everything we do, the number one thing we have when people come up and goes, "I didn't know you did that. I had no idea that you all were doing this or making these efforts." And if you look at some of our advocacy wins, um, I think that's a huge area of interest because it's happening without all the
mm,
people in the industry knowing that one day you could wake up and not be able to use blue or yellow inks or even black ink
Were you involved, by the
for
way, and
no
you bring up black
reason.
ink, sorry to interrupt you, but were you involved in that situation? I think in the state of New York, there was an issue with black ink.
So I was definitely read in on it. I was not involved in it. That was
Mhm.
Gary Jones, one of the amazing subject matter experts I met, and the coalitions that he joins. And in some of those, he was actually spearheading and gaining, garnishing support from other associations to create the coalition. But yes, absolutely, that's exactly what
okay.
I'm referring to. Where unbeknownst to anybody in their day, all the
Mm,
problems that they have with running their business day to day, this is not on the forefront. And then all of a sudden, oh, you
mm,
can't sell or make anything in the state of
mm,
Washington or New York or
Yeah, I
Minnesota
mean,
or Virginia, whatever
it was a
it might
very
be.
serious situation.
mm.
Yeah, and I think when people actually understand it, the sweat
Yeah,
starts to beat up, and they go, "Oh my lord, I had no idea it came
yeah.
that close to actually happening." So I think that is one of being part
Mm,
of a community, helping
yeah.
support your industry. Again, our goal is to create that prosperous ecosystem for everybody in this industry to be successful and to be able to grow. That to me is worth the value. But I could also go down the list and show you how the dollar for dollar ROI stacks up on all those
Mm,
other kind of pillars that I mentioned
Sure, sure.
briefly.
that's
Hey,
it.
what's one initiative or resource that members overlook but can really make a difference for their business if you become a member?
So yeah, I think our iLearning platform. I think when people see it, they go, "Wow, that is so cool," and they go back into their world and they don't realize it. They get it, but they don't have the time to look into it because everybody's moving so fast. What we've done over the past, it will be 24 months, and like I said, this month, October, we launched it
Hmm.
right before the show 2 years ago, and it's just exploded. And I've taken like 27 of the courses myself. They are economical. They are phenomenal for onboarding and your workforce development, but also for
Mm,
professional development for people who have been on the team for a long time, who are proud of what they do and want to continue to learn and improve. They've really done a great job. Our member services team has done a phenomenal job building out that suite of educational and training resources that just right there, depending on how many people you're onboarding every year,
Sure,
membership pays
mm.
sure,
for itself and the
sure,
discount.
absolutely. Hey, at the show, will there be learning opportunities as well that you're hosting?
100%. So really the whole goal with our booth this year is to physically represent all of the tangible benefits,
Hmm.
as we
Yeah.
say, of the alliance. So we'll have our affinity partners there, our membership team there, the lounge is there, the AI pavilion is there, and the iLearning demo center will be there. So there'll be large screens and touch screens to go and to demo these courses and to kind of get an idea of what the catalog is. And our team will be there as well to answer any questions.
Okay. Hey, we really appreciate you spending time with us today and sharing your insights and experience. Um, hey, let's lighten things up a little bit. We have a brand new feature
All right.
called Win Pong. Okay. MJ, I'm going to hand it over to you because, as I say to everyone, if it's a good idea and it's successful, then of course I thought of it. But
Of
if
course.
not, MJ,
It's my fault. Yeah.
this is the way it rolls here, Josh. Okay.
There we
Yeah.
go. There we go.
That-
Clear
Very, very
expectations.
clear.
thank you.
Good.
Thank you very much. Okay, so as Dan said, time for a little fun. We're kicking off Wing Pong, a fast-paced, lighthearted Q&A. Quick questions, quick answers, really simple, like ping pong, minus the sore wrist. And of course, it's all about the trade shows. So let's start.
All right.
This is Wing Pong with Josh.
With Josh. Okay, Josh. First trade show ever. Where was it, and what was your role?
All right. First professional trade show. Let's start there. Was 2001 Orlando Surf Expo. I was a gopher, a runner. Got brought down to move things where they needed to be. And it absolutely changed my life forever. Walking into that show day one with a flatbed full of magazines and publications to go put out, I was absolutely blown away by what could possibly bring all these people together.
That's amazing. I'm going to discuss one other question here. So you said professional. What about previous to professional? Because I think you told us a little story before, so if you'd share with us.
Yes. Well, technically speaking, my father used to operate a resort dive business in the Cayman Islands and would often do a lot of consumer shows here. So I would tag along as a 10 or 12-year-old and be in the booth and, talk about, how great everything was. And then get in the pool with rebreathers and things like that and get that experience. So I guess I've been exposed to it for a while, but yeah, some years went by and then I got bit by
you're
the
still
bug.
here.
Yeah.
By the way, I keep warning MJ.
Yeah.
Listen, it gets in your blood and you can't get out, okay? So
I'm already feeling it. I'm already feeling it, just so you know.
Okay, back to Pong.
Okay. At the show, coffee or power nap? What keeps you going?
Oh, coffee. 100%. Any form of caffeine I can get.
Okay, go-to shoes for long expo days: sneakers, dress shoes, cushy insoles, or come on, high heels.
I got a hot take on this one. After almost 20 years in trade shows, I'm a Vans guy. Worst shoe possible for a trade show. I mean, not recommended. Any orthopedic professional would tell you what is your problem. But I have molded and conditioned my feet and have so many pairs of Vans that is pretty much all that I do.
Interesting.
That's great.
Yeah.
MJ, you better get some Vans, okay?
Yeah. I have to buy some.
That becomes part of our corporate uniform from now
Of
on.
course.
Vans, okay?
Of course.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay. Expo mornings, what time's your alarm?
Oh, don't have to set it. I'm awake at 4:30, especially on those days. Yeah, I will set it, but just the energy, like it's it's hard to sleep. You've got so much excitement. You're so nervous. You have that, you had to be up and in place. That I typically wake up like 10 minutes before my alarm. But normally speaking, it would be like 4:30, 5 o'clock up, and then headed over to the building to make sure things are right. So it's just conditioned at this point. It's like waking up in the morning to get the kids to the bus. Like that, don't even.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
But I do set it.
Yeah, you never know what can happen.
Okay, here's a tough choice. Carry a full roll of media across the show floor, especially Printing United with its 1 million square feet. Break in brand new shoes at the show, or walk barefoot on hot coals with a smile.
Man, I think the easiest one's going to be the coals. Highly recommend not breaking in a new pair of shoes at a trade show, unless you bring Band-Aids. So that would be a huge one. And then, man, you've seen the media that we can have at our show. So unless you give me a forklift, it might not happen.
You definitely need a jumbo roll. Carry that baby across the show floor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. After the floor closes, aspirin, ibuprofen, or just a cold shower?
I thought you were going to say a cold something else, which I was immediately
the beer,
gravitate to. Right, and then maybe wash the ibuprofen down with that. But yeah, I'm an ibuprofen guy. But yeah, and you need it because the older I get, the worse the knees feel after each day.
Isn't that the case? Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
Hey, if Printing United had a soundtrack, heavy metal, pop, country, or rap?
Oh, 100% heavy metal. That's what the show is all about, is iron on the floor. Absolutely. That's a no-brainer in my book. Not just that I'm personally biased. But yeah, that's what this expo is all about, is seeing what that technology and equipment is out there. Love it when the exhibitors bring that. We try to encourage everything we can. I'll tell you, I was blown away, coming from kind of the apparel side of things to seeing like the web presses and the binders. It's like, whoa, this is amazing. So it's just feats of technological excellence.
Great,
Absolutely.
great, absolutely, yes. Day 3, sore feet, sore back, or, as Mark said, sore liver.
That's a good
It's a
one.
pretty good one, isn't it?
That could be the case, but I'm gonna change it up. I'm gonna say like just sore soul. Like
Wow.
we put the
Yeah.
whole team
Oh,
put
that's a
so much
great
into this
response.
that
Yeah.
feeling when the show closes, bad things happen, everything happens, but everybody gets through it with that right attitude. You just feel this
Yeah.
sense of relief, and you're kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Your whole
let's start
being,
again.
right?
And then that makes your soul hurt because you got to start it
Yeah.
all over
Yeah.
again.
364 days to go, right?
Yeah.
They pretty much, yeah. That's exactly it. The timer starts.
Hey, step count champion. How many steps do you rack up? And of course, we already know you do it in vans, right?
That's right. Yeah. So I've actually tracked this
good.
before. So I'd say on average, I might be somewhere in the range of 19 to 22,000 on average. But then there are those days when you get into like the 30s and 40s. You can usually tell it's like day 0, the day before the show, when you're having to run all over the building and things like that. Yeah, it's not uncommon to see, mid 5-figure
Wow.
Yeah.
numbers.
Yeah.
I don't get a scooter. What's up with that? I'm not one of the people who get a scooter. I have to run everywhere.
Yeah, I wonder if you become a member, can you get a scooter?
That might be our newest benefit next year.
Yeah.
The members.
You have to
That's a
think
good one.
about it. Yes.
We'll do a member
raffle.
to
You get a
get one
scooter.
of those little those yellow scooters,
Yeah.
those metal scooters that the decorators
That
drive.
would
Oh
be
yeah, I've
great.
always wanted to drive one of those. By the way, that's like my lifetime ambition is to drive a scooter at the trade show.
Yeah. Pro tip: they don't have
That's
seat
true.
belts, so if you hit anything, you don't stop moving. But it does.
Okay.
That's true.
We can talk about Segway jousting the next time I'm on.
Oh yeah, that's good. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Bonus question. Do you have any special attire plan for the expo this year?
Unfortunately,
Well, it sounds like it's fortunate to
speaking
me.
of
Okay, but go ahead.
well, it depends on who you root for, right? So we'll see the judges of this. Myself and Mr. Subers have had a 3-year ordeal where we like to place a friendly wager on baseball outcomes. I've lost 3 years in a row. So I now own a Phillies hat, and I am an avid Braves
Oh boy.
fan that I will have to sport during move-in. So just for all the listeners out there, I'm not a Phillies fan, but a bet is a bet, and you have to do what you have to do.
Josh and his hat. Now that's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, last one.
Yeah.
How much would it take to get you to wear your flamingo mascot uniform for Printing United mascot across this expo floor? Okay, just kidding.
I would do that for free.
Okay, it's funny how you and Mark Subers have very similar answers. He
Yeah,
said,
I know.
Hey, I asked Chris for the budget. He wouldn't give it to me because I wanted to wear that. The
He didn't
mascot.
allow me to do it. Yeah.
He wouldn't allow me to do it.
I would do it for free. You can get a different perspective, but hey, if things were going bad for any reason, so hey, it might be a good disguise.
Oh, the mascot's always friendly, right? Hey,
Yeah, that's true.
That's right.
Where's Josh?
He's got to learn to do
I
a
haven't seen him
backflip.
for a while, but I did see the mascot running down the aisle a few minutes ago.
Yeah,
Taking
He was sitting at the
pictures
bar,
with
yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you so
Okay.
much, Josh, for being here. We
Awesome.
really
That
had a
was
great
fun. Yeah, thank
time.
you.
We really enjoyed this session. Thank you so much.
Yeah, anytime. Happy to talk, and we'll see you.
Hey,
in a
yeah,
couple
we'll see you in a
weeks.
couple of weeks. Unfortunately, MJ won't be there this year, but next year I think is pretty. She's going to be in Las Vegas with us, so
Yeah.
because we have so many things going on at the show. But thanks so much for being here, Josh.
Thank you.
Yeah, likewise.
Okay.
Thank you both.
Hey, if you want to learn more about Printing United Alliance or sign up for the show, head over to www.printingunitedcom.com. Sorry about that. And the best part, we've got many more Win Stream It sessions coming. Hey, MJ, how can companies get featured?
It's really simple, Dan. Just send us an email at dan@worldimaginenews.com or reach out through our website.
Thanks, MJ. And a huge thank you to everyone for tuning in today. Special thanks to Josh and to Amanda Klieg for helping make this session happen. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to Win Quick News, our weekly newsletter, for the latest in digital graphics, including videos and info from ISA, DTF Expo, GPX, Vespa Berlin, and soon Printing United Expo 2025 in Orlando.
Plus, I just returned from FESPA Mexico, where we were proud to be a media
Mhm.
sponsor. Earlier this year, we also covered two amazing shows in Bogota, Createx and Andigráfica.
Ah, yes. Vespa Mexico. Okay, MJ. 235 videos. You have to be honest now. How many of them were just of you? Okay.
234 were of me.
Of course. Hey, MJ, I'm also excited. World Imaging News is a media sponsor for Printing United Expo Orlando. We have a full schedule of activities before, during, and after the show.
And then don't forget our brand new project, Win Update Weekly.
Right. Our new weekly broadcast launches October 8th in
Yes.
English and in Spanish, bringing all the top news from Win Quick News newsletter. Meanwhile, visit www.worldimagingnews.com.
And www.worldimaginenewslatino.com.
Hey, that's a wrap for Win Stream It. I'm Dan Barefoot. Stay healthy, keep on smiling, and we'll see you next time.
And I'm MJ. Manténganse saludables y sigan sonriendo.